you've seen Tom Brady be Tom Brady when he's not in front of a camera and he's in front of folks like you and he's being Tom Brady. And so everybody's ascribing the Brady that will show up into the booth when he's finally done is going to be the guy who tells you nothing 90 to 100% of the time, because that's the guy who has been face forward and face front the entire time. How good a job do you think he's going to do in the booth?
Well, again, listen, the media, we went through this whole thing last week where some people were a little bit upset about the Tom thing or thought he was making too much money. I just want to say this, the media is not a meritocracy, right? You know that, Rich.
Yes.
It's entertainment, so it's how much can you move the needle, and Tom Brady's going to move the needle a lot. So first and foremost is that. Secondly, I think, the market's going to change. I mean, he could play another 3 years. We haven't even confirmed those numbers. The market could change. It's the wide receiver market or something. So I think they're going to eventually get hopefully a good value out of this. And I think Tom's going to be better than people think. I really do. The wildest thing is, he went on the Manning cast, right, to kind of show his skills off or, kind of dip his toe in the water. And now he's taking one of these network seats. So I don't think we're going to see Peyton in one of those seats anytime soon. And I really wanted to see Peyton. It's just an interesting deal. It's an interesting musical chairs deal. It's the same thing with Drew Brees and, the news that came out this week and Chris Collinsworth signing an extension. These are very coveted seats. So I get how there's a lot of pressure on Tom to be great at it. But Tom's going to be great at it just by sitting down in the chair. He's going to move the needle effectively. And I do think he's interesting. I do think he's funny. He's not, he's got his own personality. He's not going to be Romo. I think he can be just as good as Romo, and just as, if you want to look at what's the value of plopping a quarterback into a chair right off the field, look at what Romo's done. And that's a really good kind of, I don't know, sign for the future for Tom Brady.
Of course.
Strahan did a great job. He made a bunch of money right off the field into the booth. So I think a lot of these guys do a pretty good job. I do feel for Greg Olsen, because I think Greg Olsen's the number one.
Well, I think, so do I. And I would be surprised, although crazier things had happened, that he won't be in the booth for Super Bowl this year. I think he and Burkhardt are terrific. Listen, I love the two of them together. I don't know. I don't know what Fox's plans are there. And I agree with you. What I was saying here is that there's not a single situation that Brady could be asked about during a game that he won't have an answer for.
Exactly.
Or a scenario like, hey, Tom, what's it like to be a young guy driving down the field to win a Super Bowl? What's it like to be an old guy driving down the field to win a Super Bowl? What's it like trying to win back-to-back?
Oh, yeah.
What's it like trying to win 3 in a row? What's it like not having won one at all and then winning one? What's it like, being
he
down?
Can't tell you about being down. Well, he has been down 25 points in the Super Bowl, but he can't tell you about being down a bunch of, going 1-15 or 2-14. That's his only blind spots.
That's true.
But right. I think it's all about, like you said, it's the way games are called, they're changing. And I think it's on the, Burkhardt, who's awesome, to tee him up to tell stories and to relate what's going on the field to anecdotes from his playing career. It's not as much hey, we do want to hear what the corner was doing in cover 2 and that sort of thing. And he'll be nails on that. But if he can mix in colorful stories and, almost do the game when appropriate, like a podcast, that's the way things are going. So I think Tom's going to be very good.
I agree with you. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.